Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of FTB Horizons 3. I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm having an awesome day. I want to do a couple things in today's episode, with the goal of maybe next episode or the episode after that, being able to leave here and start a new proper base somewhere else. So I've dug out a little bit of a room over here, and we're gonna build some machines and some things to do some work for us today. I want to make a cobble gen because I want to make my base. I've already talked a little bit about how I want to kind of do a modern base here, and there's a couple options. I didn't realize it, but there's a mod in this pack called flat colored blocks. I'm familiar with the mod, but I didn't realize that it was in this pack because it's so easy to overlook since this is the only item that appears in JEI that it actually adds. But if you make one of these guys, and I don't know that we'll actually be able to. Yeah, there's some purple dye. Okay, no, red dye, please. There we go. Let's do one of those. Ooh, you know what? I don't have a way to get green dye, so we're not going to be able to make this right now, but I could probably find some... do we have any green... What are they? Glow roses? Barrel? Yeah, there we go. Haha, green dye beating the system. Look at that. So we could go like so, make one of those. And then you can make this flat colored block crafter. And if you grab any color of dye, it doesn't matter. Let's just grab some lapis for, well, actually, no. Let's grab a bone. And let's just make a little bit of bone meal. You can grab a number of different materials. I think it's cobblestone and glass are the two main ones, and maybe some other one. But you can right-click on this, and you can make blocks of different colors. And they're essentially just like flat, regular blocks, right? We can also look at like blue, and now you can see you got all these different shades to work with, and it just uses cobblestone and then the dye to make one of these. So say I want to make, I don't know, maybe some of these. I'll make one that'll use one dye and one cobblestone. Or if I want to go white, we could go... I made a bunch of stuff that I didn't mean to. So if you're going to be scrolling, make sure you're not scrolling with your mouse wheel over there, because I guess it does a thing. That's okay, though. And we used all of our white dye. But either way, you guys get the idea. If you come out... Enderman, I'll tell you. These are basically just blocks. They're just fairly... simple in color, not like super pixelated. This one you can see a little bit of pixelation in it, but like this one is very, very one color. And honestly, this is something that will work very well for modern. So that's one option. It would be just basically dye and cobblestone. And then there's the other option as well, which of course is a vanilla solution, and that's just concrete. Regular old concrete powder, right? White concrete, all that kind of stuff. And that comes in a chiseled variety, so you can texture a lot of these and all sorts of good stuff like that. So there's a few different options here. I think as far as the resources go, we're going to need, for sure, a skeleton farm. Because we're going to need bone meal. I know I want to use white in a modern house. It's a color that lends itself extremely well to modern. But we're going to need a way to automate the production of bone meal. So... if we look, what's it called? It used to be called a safari net, but it's a different thing in this mod pack. Where are you? Tell you what, let's do it this way. At industrial, yeah, here we go. This mob imprisonment tool. Which actually I already have one of, and I have an Enderman in there. But I think we want to go... oh, I don't have any more gas tiers. Okay. I'm going to have to go into the nether and get that. I think that'll be fine. I can do that. So we're going to need bone meal. I suppose what I could do in the meantime, though, since we've kind of started doing this a little bit last episode, we'll grab this mob duplicator. I'm going to grab this mob imprisonment tool for now. And then we're going to need we're going to need more fluid ducts than that. Let's just go duct. There we go. And let's make a few more fluid ducts. That should be plenty. And then a few more flux ducts as well. And that should be fine. Oh, and then I need a servo. Okay. So here's the deal. This thing is pretty cool. It's basically a mob spawner, but you can set the mob that it works in. And it essentially works in a 1, 2, 3, 4 block radius. So it's like a 9x9, including the spawner itself. Okay? Now remember, when we played around with the Mob Crusher is only a 7x7. So I think what we want to do is go, let's say right here, and let's just dig out a little 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. There we go. Dig out a little 7 wide, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There. We'll just dig out like a little 7x7 area right here. And this will be our mob farm, and we'll use it for the auto spawner and all that kind of good stuff. Now, the cool thing about this thing is that it doesn't, the light level doesn't matter. Normal vanilla mob spawner rules do not apply to this thing. So we can have this thing all lit up and pretty and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to dig this out. I'm going to get this thing set up for you. Oh, that was a blaze from the other mob farm. I'm going to get this thing all set up. I'll be back with you guys in just a second. All right, guys, I'm back. I've got it all set up and good to go. So here it is. Now, let me walk you through this, and it's not really that complicated. Okay, so from over here, this essence fluid tank, I'm running a conduit down and around. Okay, you can kind of see it peeking out over here. And that runs, hello? You should not be here, Enderman. This is not where you want to be. Anyway, stupid Enderman. That conduit runs underground. You can see it kind of come around here, and it comes up into the mob duplicator. Okay, the mob duplicator currently has an Enderman in it, like so. So this will spawn Enderman right now if I turn it on. There's also a flux duct going underneath the floor, and it actually goes all the way down the center of the floor to over here. And it connects up to power through this room from right here. Okay, so into this I made another one of these basic energy cells as kind of a power buffer. Okay, because we're going to need this for other... I just realized I forgot to finish off the ceiling in this room. Anyway, that's fine. But that's where the power comes from. Then we have a mob crusher, just like we did over here with the blaze farm. And the mob crusher spits out essence back into the system. So essence is going to end up going back into the mob duplicator, which is what we want, because any essence from this can be used to make more mobs, and any essence from this farm can be used to make more mobs. It's still not enough that we can keep mobs spawning forever, but it's enough that we can spawn mobs for a while. The items come out this side, go through an item duct down here, and so we can get a little bit of a better look at this. Let me just kind of peel some of these away, okay? They come out here, they come down, and first they try to go into this diamond chest. I put a filter here saying for now, I only want ender pearls. So the only thing that's going to go in here is ender pearls. If it can't put it into this chest, it puts it into this trash void from cyclic, which means it just gets rid of the items. So not really as important with Enderman because there's not as many drops. But like if you look over here at this blaze one, look at all these ability tokens and stuff. And like some of this stuff is pretty cool. Don't get me wrong. Bone mealer. I wonder what that does. Huh. Interesting. There's some good stuff over here. But regardless, if we get into like skeletons, which is what I want to spawn in here, we're going to get so much junk. Leather armor, half-broken bows, you know, all that kind of normal mob drop junk, and we just want to get rid of that stuff. We don't care about it. It's just going to take up inventory space. So that's why we have the trash void here. Now, on top of this thing is a wireless receiver from Cyclic. Okay, right here is a wireless transmitter. All you need to do to set this thing up, break this, break that, and all you got to do is take this, go up, and punch the receiver once with the wireless transmitter. Left click, not right click, which is what or not shift right click, which would be like the intuitive thing. No, you punch it once with the transmitter, and then you can put the transmitter wherever you want, and it will wirelessly transmit a signal to this thing. So, put a lever on here, and if I flip this lever, it'll turn on, just like that. You saw it light up and everything. I have the mob duplicator set to active on redstone signal, so as long as it's receiving a redstone signal, this thing will run and will spawn mobs. So it works out pretty well. I'm going to take the mobs out of here. I'm going to put the skeleton one in instead. I'll take the Enderman out because we don't really need those at the moment. And then I'm going to put this stuff back. You can actually still reach this filter from right here, which is pretty good. And I'm just going to grab, honestly, the only skeleton drop I care about right now is bones. Other than that, whatever. And actually, you should probably grab these rib bones as well, because these can also be turned into bone meal. They basically, each one of these rib bones is like 5 regular bones. So might as well do that too. And we'll go to our filter, which is set to whitelist. We'll put a bone in there. We'll put a rib bone in there. So basically, we're telling the filter, hey, when stuff comes through this pipe, if it's not a bone or a rib bone, send it to the trash. That's the plan. So we got our skeleton in there. We press this. It's going to start spawning skeletons from us, which will instantly die. They'll go in here, and ultimately, they'll end up in here. I think. They should. Why end up in place, thing? Oh, there's a regular bone. Maybe it just takes a while to work. You know what? It probably just takes a while to work its way through the pipes. That's why I really want to get into the transparent item ducts as soon as possible, because I'm a horribly impatient person, and I look at this and I'm like, it's not working. But if you can see in the pipes, then it works just fine. But anyway, this is going to generate a ton of bones for us. That is going to give us bone meal, and then we'll be in a pretty good spot, to be honest. So I'm looking forward to it. Now, the next thing that I need to do is I need to make a cobble gen. Well, I also need to fix this ceiling, but I want to make a cobble gen. Because if we're going to use vanilla concrete, white concrete, for example, gray concrete, whatever, if we're going to use these blocks, I don't really want to gather sand and gravel myself. This is modded. Grinding is for vanilla. So we're going to make a cobble gen and a cobble works. That's the plan. So the first thing to do is we need to find a way to get cobble. And there's a couple different ways you can do this. You can use a material stonework factory. That requires pink slime. And that ain't happening. It's just not happening. I'm sorry. The easiest way, though, I think, is just to use an igneous extruder. From thermal expansion, requires lava, requires water, requires some power, makes cobblestone. Piece of cake. So let's go igneous. And to make one of these, we're going to need a reception coil, need a couple of copper gears. I made one too many, but it doesn't really matter. A tin gear, a machine frame, and I am out of glass. Are you actually kidding me right now? Please, game. Don't do this to me. Sand. Give me 1 glass, please. I'm gonna need more than that. Let's go 16 more. Made some stone while I was at it as well. But we'll toss that in, and we go igneous extruder. There we go. Very nice. Now, we want to make... I need to see these barrels. What's the default amount that they hold? And what do the upgrades look like? Iron bars? I I think we should probably, you know what? Let's try the barrels. This is a mod pack all about trying things that we haven't tried before. So yes, we could use storage drawers, but let's experiment a little bit, you know? Let's try the barrels out. It might, the storage drawers might be a better option, but you never know if you don't try with, ooh, wow. Those barrel upgrades are actually like super cheap. Okay. How many things do you hold? Here we go. 4,096. I believe that's 64 stacks of 64? Pretty sure. And I think that's in line with what a storage drawer holds, actually. So I think that would be fine. Creative, collect. Actually, what we should do... Oh, I would need a black dye. Or do I have any squid ink? I do not. Squids? Be there any squids anywhere that I can see? No, not over here. What about over here? I just need a little bit of ink. There are really no squids in the water? Are you actually kidding me right now? Oh, I see squids. Come here, squid. I'm sorry. Well, let's be honest. I'm not really that sorry. If I was sorry, I wouldn't continue doing it. There we go. All right, so we've got a little bit of ink. And we want to make a void upgrade so that this whole system doesn't get, like, completely... Well... Maybe we don't. The igneous extruder might actually stop working if we do this properly. So let's think about this. If I put you here, this thing needs water and it needs lava and it needs power. But let's say we want you to output to the top, just like so. I'll put this barrel right here. So when this thing has water and lava, it's going to make cobblestone, as long as it has power, and it doesn't require a ton of power. Let's sleep real quick. There we go. So I need a bucket. I need 2 buckets, in fact. There we go. And we need 1 for water. And I actually see lava on my map, so rather than go down to my mines, I'm just going to grab it from right over here. Lovely. There we go. So we have lava, we have water. We should be able to put these into the igneous extruder along with a little bit of power and start generating cobblestone. I don't know how fast it's going to be, but there's only one way to find out. So we take our power. Let's run that. I can't really. Well, yeah. We can run it underneath. This is fine. So we'll go conduit there. By the way, just so you know, in older versions of thermal expansion, in the 1.7.10 days, this did not require power. It does now. So just bear that in mind if you're familiar with older versions of thermal expansion. But there you go. We put the lava in, we put the water in. Actually, it works pretty quick. And it's going to start filling this barrel up with cobblestone. So now we are generating cobble. Now, why is that important? Because cobblestone can be broken down into other materials. Specifically, in a pulverizer, it'll make sand and gravel. What do you need for concrete? Sand and gravel. How incredibly convenient. So, if we do this, we can just take this cobblestone and put it directly into a pulverizer, or the other option is we can take the cobblestone and a pulverizer will make sand. The sand, I believe, can be pulverized again into gravel? I guess not. Okay, well, that's fine. Oh, man, look at all the bones. This is great. That's exactly what we need. We are going to run out of essence fairly soon, though, if we're not careful. I mean, we are going to run out of essence. It's unavoidable. But that's fine. It'll restock itself over time. It's not a big deal. So I think what we need to do, let's go at thermal. First things first, we got to make ourselves another pulverizer. because that's how we're going to get our sand and gravel. So let's go like so. Make a tin gear. And nope, I still need to make the actual, I don't have any glass. See, this, my friends, is why I put glass right here. Up, please. There we go. Lovely. All right, toss that in. Now we should be able to make this. Yeah, there we go. And then we also need to make a piston, and ta-da, we have a pulverizer. Lovely. Now we need to upgrade this thing right away. So let's go hardened, and I want to go right here, the hardened upgrade kit. And this will basically convert, ooh, I need bronze. Okay. I don't suppose I have any. No, of course not. Sigh. Okay, tin. I believe it is 3 tin and 1 copper? Other way around, 3 copper and 1 tin to make bronze. So, what we will do... down, please. Thank you. There we go. Let's turn off the input on the redstone furnace, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Toss the copper into here. And we're going to make like 8 bronze ingots altogether. That should be just fine. Let me get that done. All right, we have our bronze ingots made. So now we should be able to go hardened, and we're going to make 2 bronze gears and turn that into 2 hardened upgrade kits. Why am I making 2, you might ask? Well, 1 for the pulverizer that we're about to create, and 1 for this pulverizer right here, which I really probably should have upgraded a while ago. But anyway, it now has 1 augment slot. If we look at... can I just do augments this way? Yeah, there we go. If we do augments, you can see right here, there's this auxiliary sieve augment, which naturally also requires bronze, because of course it does. I'm not exactly sure what the chance... It just says it increases the chance. It doesn't specify by how much. I was really hoping it would give me a percentage. I find this unfortunate. Tell you what, let's just toss that in here. This one will probably just increase the speed on. I need to do that too. And actually, that's not super expensive. Yeah, we can do that. Well, we're waiting on those to process. Ooh, flying. There we go. Here we go. Reception coil. Make 1 of those. There we go. That'll speed this thing up a bit. So, I'm not entirely sure like how many of these I actually need. Let's do this though. You can see it is much faster than it was before, which is certainly a good thing. Make some bronze, toss it in here, smelt that up, and we should have the bronze that we need in no time. There we go, and come on, a little bit more. Lovely. Okay, so we got our pulverizer. I think we put the pulverizer right here. Is that how we want to do it? Yeah, I think so. Because then we'll run our power into said pulverizer like so. We can put this one back. And we'll just turn all those off for now. Let's make that a hardened thingy. And then... Does it say... We'll find out momentarily. Tell you what. Grab some item ducts. That should be enough, I think. 2 seconds. 3 seconds, but does 8 at a time. I think this will actually be fast enough, because obviously the pulverizer is going to take time to pulverize the stuff, right? So I think that'll be okay. And then we need to go back to augments, and I need to make a redstone servo, and then I can make the auxiliary sieve, which basically increases the chance that if I throw down some cobblestone, it will turn into something else. So let's just swing down here, and we're gonna go item duct like so. I'm gonna take this crescent hammer and undo that one because I don't want anything to go into here. I'm gonna put a servo right here, and I'll just change that to ignored. That should put 8 cobblestone into here, like roughly every 3 seconds or so. And this shouldn't be fast enough to actually do the thing. So I'm gonna change that so it actually inputs, and then we'll say output and output, right? So top slot will output to the top, bottom slot, or bottom left side will output here. We shouldn't have cobblestone in here, though. Why are we getting... Oh, I see. I see the problem. There we go. Got to make sure that that's done properly. So now cobblestone should end up in here. Yeah, good. Go augment. It doesn't say what my secondary chance is. I wish it told me. I just say, it just says increases the chance. It should be fine. We're going to end up with sand and gravel. That's really what we want. Looks like it's roughly like a 10% increase, maybe. Because I think it starts out at 15. We've got 5 and 1. Yeah. But we can upgrade this again, because there's these upgrade kits. A reinforced, we would need electrum. Electrum is silver and gold. That's not horrendous, although we do need hardened glass as well, which is a little bit trickier to get. So we'll probably hold off on that for now. But we are going to be producing sand and gravel essentially from nothing. All we need is power. And we've got plenty of power as long as I keep this generator up and running, and our farm is producing plenty of food for those purposes. So we should be good. We're also producing bones, so we are well on our way to being able to make the house of our dreams. Unfortunately, guys, though, I am out of time for this episode, so I am going to have to call this one right here. My friends, if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Links in the description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, my friends, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.